Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Someone says, what's the future? Vaughn Coleman.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, your boy Vaughn Coleman, and I am back with another episode of Vaughn Coleman Presents. It's going to be a bit of a marathon this week. I want to do one. I think I'm going to do one like every day. I'm hyping up. I got a little book called Phenomenova. You might have heard of it. If not, it's my comic book, and it is out now. It has actually been shipped, which is I haven't even like I took a moment this morning, but like it's going to be in people's hands this week after all this work. It's crazy. So Phenomenova, for those of you that don't know, is a superhero story set 20 years after World War III and follows the idealistic son of a war hero as he strikes out to become a superhero inspired by all of the brave superheroes that came before him. In an age of cynicism and deconstruction, this is a reconstruction and a reconstitution of the superhero genre. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely make sure to check it out. And make sure to join the mailing list. And soon we'll have a website. I'm hoping Friday. Hopefully, when you have a plan, of course, God laughs. But my current plan is to drop the website and therefore the book on Friday and also drop it on Global Comics. There should be a link off to the Global Comics from the website, and as well as the physical store and the digital store. So we'll be able to order it, but I want it to be in at least my U.S. backers' hands and shipped out internationally before I start showing it on my website. So I hope that sounds interesting to you guys. If you're interested in that, link is in the chat. That was not an intentional line. Phenomenal mailing list. We are past 700 people on the mailing list. 700 people decided, they've decided that this is the book they want to check out. So that's interesting. Definitely check it out. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and bring out our good friend, Battsauce. How you doing, man?
What's going on? I didn't know I'd be on a show with the future. So,
Yeah, well,
wow,
you did
amazing.
actually because we booked this in advance.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, in that case, sure. What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. How you been? I heard you got a book out.
Yeah. I think there's a book out. It's not a comic book. Let's make that clear. I know. I know a bunch of comic book people, but I don't know fucking novel people at all.
I met multiple novel people, and I'll tell them, I'm like, can you guys just like talk to each? They're like, I don't know who to talk to. I'm like,
it's weird. They're all like isolated, doing their own
They're
thing.
not, because you guys don't talk to each other. Now I have to do it for you.
I try. Yeah, sure. Well, if you can hook me up, that's cool too. I'm a fucking hoe over here trying to go on everyone's show. You know what I mean?
Right, so let's see. What do we got in the chat? Oh, you were in the chat, beeping at
Absolutely,
me. And then we got someone else booping at me, or were they booping at me?
Stolen valor.
Jim, come back to light. Vaughn, first of all, my name has an H, but thank you. Dark Side is no place for you. Listen, man, I don't know. I'm right. I'm on a good place right now. I'm with my boy Battsauce. Did I?
Boyfriend? Is he black? Is that what's going on?
Oh my fucking!
Is that what he is saying?
And that did not expect that there. Jim, good to see you here again. Battsauce. Everly, great to see you here. All right, so we'll talk about. We'll talk about a lot of professionalism here. Speaking of professionalism, do we want to play your stupid ass video? I don't know. Our first,
of course. You mean the best video trailer ever made ever?
First of all, all right. Let's get to.
Excuse me. That's a question.
I will play it, but first I want to get to know. Let's talk about how did you? So you're a writer. You write books and stuff. Yeah. How did you first get into writing?
Okay, so after the Marine Corps, I was in the Marine Corps for 8 years.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so I had a normal job, afterwards. and I had a lot more time on my plate. I was quite busy when I was in the military, not so much being a civilian. So with that, my imagination started running like way harder than it usually does. Like I usually have a wild imagination going, but yeah, I just had a really strong stories coming through, and I was just like, okay, let me focus on one. Like I really want to get a story out because I was like, it'd be a really cool like life goal to, bucket list thing to have a book written, right? And so I was like, okay, I figured like, dude, if I write like a page, like a couple words a week, like eventually it'll be a page, eventually it'll be a chapter, eventually it'll be a book. Like, like whatever, it takes me 20 years. I'll get it done. Uh, I finished my first novel pretty quickly. I did it in 9 months.
Oh wow, that's fast.
Yeah, well, it's minus the editing and everything else that comes along with it, right? But yeah, that was a thick boy too. That's my first book. I was like, I'm not going to mention it. I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, this is a.
Why wouldn't you promote your book?
Well, my mind is on one book right now.
You
right?
could still promote the other one. What if someone is like, I was gonna buy both books, but now because he was so insistent on me not getting it, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to buy Dawn Edge. It is probably the best sci-fi book ever written. That's what I'm hearing. Like, I'm not biased or anything. But yeah, Etching at Dawn is the alternate title of it.
Edging at Dawn. Oh, okay.
After writing a book, I was just like, dude, I really enjoyed the process. Like creating a story and then like finalizing it by having it on paper was just a crazy fun process. And so I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing this. What's up, Dark Grip? Yeah. I always think it's Dark Grip, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I said that as a joke because I was screwing with because like I'm friends with them. We live near each other actually. And I was just screwing with them, and I kept like as a joke saying Dark Grift, and then I kept saying it over and over.
Dude, I type it in the search bar all the time. It
I don't
need
to. Like, I'm actually
the mistake.
He comes in and we both immediately insult him. It was not our intention. No, but how you doing?
What's up, Lipsy? But long story short, I'm writing because I have an absolute passion for it, and it's not about selling or anything. Would that be nice if I could sell and make it a job, like an only write? Like I would much prefer that.
Only write? There's like OnlyFans, only writers.
Only writers? Hell yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, look, that's always the dream with all of us, right? But it starts with the passion, and so I'm curious. So you had all this free time in your hands. Were there any like writers that really inspired you, or any books in particular that really inspired you to start writing your own?
I mean, I'm my own inspiration, so there's that.
There's those people.
Yeah. No, there's plenty of inspiration. I don't know. I pull inspiration from everything, even things I don't like. But honestly, like I think the biggest information was like after Game of Thrones failure, right? The show. I was just like, okay, the book's got to be better, right? And after the fourth book, there's 5 books out, but the fourth book, I was so annoyed, and I'm just like, why am I thinking that I can't write a story? Like I always thought, like when I was younger, it was like, oh, it takes people like crazy years to train to write a story. Or unique talents. Like, nah, like I'm pretty sure a lot of people can write stories, and it's just really a system of nepotism bullshit that's allowing people to make big money in like Hollywood to write stories, not actual talent. And so I'm like, just grabbed my balls and got the confidence and started writing, essentially, or wanted to write,
But there weren't like any favorite writers that you grew up with or anything like that?
I'll be honest. My influence comes mostly from movies and other stuff because I'm pretty dyslexic, and it's very obvious.
Dyslexic writer, kind of like both. Or wait, no, he's not the blind one.
I know a lot of people say they're dyslexic, like jokingly, but like, dude, if you saw my book unedited, and the only reason it is edited is because my wife is the editor and she's able to like, know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, plus like, I legit rode the short bus when I was younger.
That's not a bit.
Yeah, it's not a bit. Yeah, no, I didn't start talking until I was 4.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Hey, Albert Einstein didn't start talking till he was 8. So, does that make him a genius? Is that why? It's probably why he's a genius.
Wait,
Just saying.
really?
Yeah.
He didn't
Look
talk
it
to
up.
he was 8?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who didn't talk to his 8?
Einstein.
Oh, I thought you said Iron Oxide. I was like,
No, no, that wouldn't be cool. Yeah, no, that other fucking retard loser. Come on.
You were like, oh, I'm better than him.
Yeah, no, Einstein. Yeah, I mean, it's who knows?
Is that true?
You
He
know
married
the
his cousin twice. That kid, is that true?
Hey, what are we talking about this for, Evelyn? No reason to be bringing this up when I'm comparing myself to Einstein. E equals MC squared. Yeah. But what was he gonna say with Einstein? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cool thing. Like, it's like a legitimate disorder. Do you want to know what they call this when you start talking really late in your childhood? Late talking. It's like the lamest disorder.
I was waiting for something like there was like a payoff.
I know. Well, it just sounds like I'm too lazy to come up with a creative makeup name, but.
So he had 2 spouses. Elsa Einstein, was her name Einstein before? Cousin of Albert. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Their first cousin? Oh, no.
I take back my comparison.
That was his second wife. His first wife.
That man was a genius. How dare you judge him?
Was not his wife. Not his cousin, I don't think. Yeah.
Did you see Evelyn's bit up there? E equals MC squared. Different light now. Einstein equals married cousin twice.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. It took me.
Ha But
took me a second. All right.
Yeah.
So we've now deduced that you are inspired by yourself more than anyone else.
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, like fucking what is it? Because I keep getting away from the point, but no, I'm inspired by plenty. I mean, typically like everyone fucking Lord of the Rings, right? But and all those cartoons I grew up with in the late 90s and early 2000s. See, Dawn Edge, that's good.
ADHD, you can't tell the hyper. Come on, don't remove the hyper. It's a key part of the equation for me.
Yeah, there's there's 1984 influence onto Dawn Edge. I can listen to books, so I might not be able to read them, but I can listen to them.
I'm kind of like that too. I think I really messed up my brain, and I'm doing a short story collection. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, I know. You talked to me about it.
Yeah, shameless self plug. I'll put the link to that in the chat as well. If you got anyone here is interested in submitting, me and my buddy Allie. But yeah, I mean, so I need to get better at reading, considering I'm expecting other people to do it. I'm expecting other people to read my stuff, and I'm like, I don't read enough myself. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Did you see something?
Well, no, I'm looking over here. I'm looking at the other monitor. I opened up the Google Doc that you shared. So I was like,
you looked concerned, like you were looking because you have the window.
No, I'm sorry. I won't look at it. My bad.
No. I laughed.
My bad.
It's funny.
All right.
Listen, man. I thought it was funny. I thought it was quite humorous.
Yeah.
You're a funny guy.
I suppose I am. Yeah.
So let's talk about your incredible.
Some people are calling it a masterpiece. Like, I don't know what that's about, but some people have said it.
For context, the first time I saw you was this picture with your profile. And then when I was on stream with you, it was such a contrast because I see this.
Yeah.
And I get on stream with you and it's short buzz.
Well, it's a bit,
I was like, this is like a proper author. And then right,
yeah, that's what I was going for.
Let's get into it.
Beauty. What is that? And how do we determine if something is such? Some people are perplexed by a question like that. But those people are not me. With great power comes great responsibility. And I'm here to give the world beauty. Incredible. There's a lot of ugly in this world. And we should call it what it is. Brandon Sanderson, generic. Patrick Rothfuss, all fluff and no substance. Joe Abercrombie, meh. Robert Jordan, more like Wheel of Lame. Frank Herbert, boring. J.R.R. Tolkien, yeah, he's okay, I guess. George R. Martin, I don't even need to say anything about that guy. I'm releasing a new masterpiece, engracing the world with beauty. Illumination Toolsmith, the tale of the Dunce Whisperer. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Oh my god.
The kingdom where the troubles grow. A man on a mission got a heart of gold. With a hammer and a smile, he's ready to roll. Mixing broken dreams, making stories unfold. Hey, hey, he's the problem solver.
Yeah. Thank you, Evely. Evely was the one that helped me shoot that. He's the cameraman. Him and his wife. Camera 1, camera 2. Yeah.
Nice.
I know.
So let's tell everyone about this incredible book of yours. So how many pages is it?
240 something. Just over.
Good. That's good stuff, man. So
Yeah.
So what is this book about?
So it is about a toolsmith. So basically I have a kingdom that's ran completely by like magical tools, right? That can be a wand that shoots fireballs. It could be a crystal ball that helps you communicate to other people. Just basically like everyone uses these magical tools, which I call Illumina tools, for everything, like work and all that, right? And so he's the repair guy for these tools. And so he's working a customer service job essentially. And so as he goes through this, basically I describe this as an extremely cathartic experience for anyone who's worked customer service. And throughout the story, you start to get a little bit of a mystery going on. Like maybe there's something going on from the source of this magic. I don't know. Demon hordes are kind of popping up around outside the kingdom, like a little bit here and there. And so he gets kind of involved with this conspiracy, and thus ends up being the person who can possibly save the kingdom. So halfway through, it turns into very much action comedy.
I like the pitch too with the Harry Potter meets Office Space.
What? You like that? Why? No. Why would you like that?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm going through lore you don't know about, but
look at him. Time out. Time out. I have never once in the history of Vaughn Coleman Presents 94 episodes told someone I liked their pitch only to have them be
what? You never said that. Or no, I'm sorry. I jumped ahead on that one. Sorry. Keep going.
What?
I'm sorry. No, I'm taking something that happened in another show, and I'm bringing it in here, and you're completely lost. Just go.
Is this Diaz Brothers lore, or is this other?
No. And somebody very much did not like that. I did that.
Was it FLA?
No. Don't worry about it. Let's get off it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like Harry Potter and Office Space.
Yeah. It makes you want to read it.
I just I mean, I didn't think it'd be that.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have a blast talking about this with some other people. You're just completely lost.
Yeah, you lost me.
Yeah, no. All right. So I say Harry Potter because it's a very magical world, and then Office Space because it's that type of humor, right? And that's where I said in the beginning, I was like very cathartic, right? Like people love Office Space because it's a cathartic experience, right? I recently rewatched it too, and it's like, man, one of the best jokes is like that lady comes around the office and she's like, somebody has a case of the Mondays, right? And then they're like, haha, and then when she walks away, they're just like, just shoot me now, just end it all. I can't take that joke anymore. And it's just like very cathartic humor, and that's kind of what I try to recapture and bring back, because I don't feel like that's really been done much in comedies, right?
What about Wizards of Waverly Place?
Was this Waverly Place like Office Space? Oh shit!
It's a comedy with the Wizard.
I'll change it. I'll change it. Illumination Toolsmith.
useless.
It's just like Wizards of Waverly Place.
Yeah. This idea is useless. Sorry, this is treaded down. Honestly.
I'm sorry, incredibly unoriginal. What Wizards of Waverly Place is way ahead of me. Fuck.
I don't know. Like you gotta hang up the cape. Or the invisibility cloak, as it were.
I'm just a fucking poser, I guess.
Man,
that show's before my time too. So
yeah, it's before your time.
Well, yeah, I'm older than you. Go figure.
So it would be after your time.
No. Sorry, you're right. That's my tism. There, right?
That's why that was a shot in the dark. That joke. I was honestly shocked you even knew what that was. To be honest with you.
I've heard of it, right?
Yeah, like the cloak. I should say instead the key, the cloak, the invisibility cloak from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You won't see it. What's there? All right. So anyway, back to the story. So, all right. So we got Battaglia. So you're Italian.
Battaglia. G silent, please. Thank you.
Battaglia. You're Italian, I take it.
Yeah, I suppose.
What do you mean? You suppose?
Yes, I'm Italian.
This whole interview.
Yes, I'm Italian.
The whole interview has been these just like kind of answers to me. Like, I mean, I guess, and I kind of just read stuff.
Yeah.
Like you are or you're not.
Yes, I'm Italian.
Jesus Christ.
Battaglia.
So, all right. So this book, how long did this one take to write?
It took a little bit longer. I'm trying to think. I'm genuinely trying to think because I'm like, I feel like it took a year, but it's literally like half the length. But I don't know. I was working a different job when I worked the first job. Like, dude, I had so much free time.
That's a good job.
Yeah. But Sicilian. Sicilian. What do you mean? Fuck you. Fuck you. You piece
Answer
of
the
shit.
question. Answer the question.
Which one? Sicilian? What?
Yeah. Are you real Italian or Sicilian? Which one?
I'm both, actually. My grandfather was a Sicilian, 100%.
So then, what was the hesitation on you saying you're Italian?
What do you mean? I didn't hesitate. What are you talking about?
We're past it.
I very quickly said Sicilian. My grandfather was adamant about like telling us we're Sicilian.
Yeah. Spaghetti. All right.
Meatballs,
Anyway, spaghetti and meatballs. All right. So anyway, what was it? What were we talking about? How long did it take? How long did it take to write?
It took about a year. And like I said, it's like half the story, half the size of my first book, but it's just I didn't have as much time.
Was like 500 pages.
Almost. It's 400 something.
Damn, that's crazy.
Let's see, 430. Yeah, 430.
Nice.
I guess not completely like double, but but like this was so much more fun to write. And I was in the middle of writing the sequel to the first one, but I was like, nah, I got to write this one. I just, it was too fun. It was too fun. Like talking with my coworkers and bringing up stories and like talking about how I was going to change it into like an allegory for like a fantasy thing. Right. No. What's that?
An allegory. Ooh, we're getting
allegory. I don't know if that's the right word. Metaphor. I don't know. Something.
Look at you using big boy words.
I need my wife. Where's my wife?
What is she give you all the big boy ideas?
Yeah. No, so it's like, dude, we all like hate this one customer, right? And so it's just like, oh, this is gonna be a character. There's a witch in the story, and witches in my world only practice pseudo magic, right? Because the person that it's influenced from studied pseudoscience, right? Like you go to her desk and it's just filled with like acupuncture and yoga and all that. So yeah, that's essentially what the pseudo witch does, right? Does magic that doesn't actually do anything.
But there is magic in this world. There's also just
absolutely.
still. That's
Yeah.
so fucking fun. That's so good. So like does anyone still believe her stuff even though there's magic in this world?
No, everybody hates her. They can't stand her. Like the only people that
But, like-
believes her is her. Yeah.
But like are there is like magic a well-known thing in this world?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're all using magical tools. Yeah.
But like does she actually so then by that logic so does she actually have magical powers?
Well, she has a specifically she has a loom, right? And one of the things is her loom pretty much does her job completely for her, so she really doesn't do anything. But it breaks, right? So he has to come over and fix it. And I remember specifically making that case like just a complete non-issue, because I remember that person was always made any issue like as small as it could be. It needed to be our number one issue, right? And the story I remember specifically was like, dude, she called me, like she would always call us, and like everyone, all the texts had her phone number saved as do not answer because we just couldn't stand her. She'd be acting really nice on the phone.
That's what I have you saved as, actually.
Yes, it took so long now. Yeah, so she like, but every now and again she'd get you, and you're like talking with her, and she'd act all nice, but the dude, like the second she got the chance, you would just jump down your fucking throat, just quick turn. So I went by her desk like twice or something like that, and she wasn't there, and I'm like guessing what the issue is going to be, and I'm like, I'm probably going to need to restart the computer, right? Like that's fixes 90% of the things. She's not there. She's not like you call me up, you say this issue's like fucking super important. She's like, I need to come up right now because one monitor is not working. She has two monitors, so I don't know how this is a priority. This is like, okay, one monitor doesn't work, use the other, suck it up. And so I go there and she's not there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave. She calls me back and she's like upset now and bitching at me, and so I have to go up and help her right then and there. And then I notice, I'm like, oh, your monitor's turned off. And I turn. She swears up and down that it was on before, but I magically fixed it. Sure.
It could happen, man.
Yeah. And then
I believe this woman personally. I'm on her side.
Well, then she started to bitch about me because she was like, you're so helpful. I called another tech and he didn't get up here. And I just don't understand. Like, I don't know if I need to talk to somebody, like just got super bitchy. And I'm like, ma'am, that was me. And I was like, I'm not restarting your computer, because that creates a whole different issue, right? You restart somebody's computer, they're not there, you didn't ask. And it's like, oh shit, I didn't save anything. Why the fuck did you restart my computer? Why are you touching my shit? So there's a whole fucking process with that stuff. So that character influenced the pseudo, which I went on a tangent there. Sorry, my bad.
No. You know what? Honestly, it's you're forgiven.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
So all right. So we got the everything. So there's real magic in this world, and like, what are the kind of rules you're playing with?
You mean like magic rules?
Yeah.
Well, okay. So like, I mean, shit. I went over it this morning a little bit in my stream because I created a magic system for just the illumination part of things, which was like a 3-part magic system, aberration, spectrum, something else, right? It's basically all these different ways to use like arcane type of magic, but it's really just what powers the tools. And the tools can pretty much do anything as long as I justify it, and it's made with certain tools and certain properties. Like, for example, I have a copy stone, a stone that copies with time and work can copy an ability of like a magical creature or magical object or something like that. So like typically a typical copy stone is they have like teleporting stones. One of the stones that they have also allows you, like over a long period of time, can allow you to communicate with an animal. The main character has a sidekick, kind of, that's a bat, like that he can't talk to until like later in the story, called Squeaks. So yeah, so he can communicate with the bat. But yeah, that's like the main magic system. I also have some other stuff. I don't want to get into it. I got like a whole entire world built that's not ever explored into this story, but right. Yeah, I do have like a dwarf character that's there. So I barely touch on the dwarven magic, but that character is doing magical stuff as well, and it's very different from the magical tools, essentially. But I did have a hard rule, right? Especially with like me basically making technology out of this magic stuff and equating it to our technology. I was like, I can't have a computer, right? Like none of these magic tools can be essentially a computer. Does that make sense? I'm like, I feel like that'd be boring. So probably the one tool that I had that was like closest to a computer is I called it the Crystal Cast, which is a communication device, which you can like, it's a crystal ball, right? And you can see the other person on the other end. And also I have essentially what's a trouble ticket system, but instead of trouble tickets, they're called Trouble Quest. And I got a Trouble Quest system. But that's as far as I went. But because I was like, okay, the crystal ball thing is kind of starting to become it's just a computer. And I felt like that'd be really lame if I had just a computer in the story. Yeah.
That's cool. It's all cool. So is this Joe Balzar?
This is Joe Balzar. Yeah.
Recognize it right away.
Yeah, absolutely. He did a great job. So this, I had him do the Good Idea Fairy, which I also called a GIF, which I thought was kind of a little funny. But
yeah, it's a good one.
Good Idea Fairy. Have you ever heard that before?
No.
So that is kind of a, like, I'm not the only person that's heard that before. But a Good Idea Fairy is something from like old like folklore, I think like Irish like folklore or something like that. And very specifically, there's a character. You ever see Ella Enchanted?
Is that the one where like they switch places, where it's like the girl?
No, it's the one where she's like super obedient. Like she has a secret that she has to do everything anyone tells her to do.
Oh, is this the Anne Hathaway?
Yeah, Anne Hathaway. Yep.
I have not seen this one.
Well, the reason you need to see that. It's good. It's a good one.
Is this the kind of movie you're into?
Yeah, it's just like this. My book's just like it. What's up, Emily? Hey, if you're ever on a date with a girl, something like that, bring this up. Yeah. Ella Enchanted. Yeah.
I want to conform her to my beliefs. I'm not conforming to her beliefs. I'm making her watch like Die Hard, Halloween.
Yeah. Well, the reason she's obedient is because of
10th date. Maybe she can pick the movie.
Yeah. The reason she's obedient is because of a Good Idea Fairy. Basically, when the baby's born, she grants the mother a good idea of making her baby obedient, because she's like, oh, why would a mother not want an obedient child? And of course, everybody's like, this is the worst idea ever.
Right.
But the Good Idea Fairy's full of good ideas.
Right.
I think what people are very used to of the Good Idea Fairy archetype is like a new supervisor comes on and they just have a billion ideas how to fix it instantly with being on site for like 2 seconds. And everybody that's actually been there for more than a day is like, this isn't going to work. But since there's a supervisor, you got to do it anyways, right? But yeah, I don't know. You ever have that before? Like a supervisor come on, they're like, they got a million good ideas and they're actually all shit.
Like they think they're good ideas and they're bad?
Yeah. Like they're just a factory of good ideas, and it's just like it's a miserable thing because they're all just gonna make you miserable.
I'll be honest, part of me is afraid that's me sometimes.
Maybe, yeah.
Because often I'll be like in the middle of like working on a new idea because I'm very ADHD, and I'll be like, dude, I had like a better thing I was working on. Why am I starting this new project? This is dumb.
Well, I think it's a little bit different though when it's you. The good ideas are for yourself.
Well, but I've also I know what you're saying. We're like working on something for someone that they believe in, and it's like you have to. So you're like, yep, sure. And just not good ideas.
No, I know, right? And so that's like essentially a person is going to make you go to like 1,000 PowerPoint meetings. Like that's going to be the first thing that she does, right? It's like, okay, we're going to have more meetings. Completely rearranges the office because it would work better. So yeah, she makes everybody miserable. And there's a bunch of different ways that I incorporate her good ideas, which I think you will all find fun. But yeah, great art by Joe Ball. Look at this. He put like a little wizard in there in the back.
So is this going to
Cute little
be
final.
in like in the book itself? I imagine.
Yeah. So it'll just be like you open one page and there it is, right?
How many pieces you got in the book? Is it just like a few or
5? I have 5
nice
images total.
How do you? So when you write around it, how do you write around placing those? Is it like between chapters or do you have them all at once?
I got these done pretty recently. This wasn't ever a plan of mine. Like I've been done with the book for quite a while. It just was like an idea. I was like, oh man, I can get art and that would help promo it. Let me do that.
It would. It's always something. That's one of the things like Reapers in Pursuit. I feel like we're gonna have to get a piece at some point if we don't get enough submitted. Because even like, for example, I can post my mailing list link all the time, but I always add a picture, and it always gets more traction when there's a picture. Because people like it's the same reason why I put so much thought into like having like a main cover. They just it's because it really people want to just I don't know, they want to kind of visualize things. We're both I don't know what we
Well, it's the same thing. Like if you put a post on Twitter, like it's way more likely to get traction if you put an image with it. Like it's the way things are, man. It needs to capture the eye first. And what's the best way to do that? It's not with words, it's with a picture.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean you want it. That's like the best thing you got to do is I always try and that's I noticed actually I don't know if you've ever done YouTube shorts, but often I'll just start talking and if I realize that they'll get less shorts even though the short is good because I don't have visually anything. I think the short thumbnail for today was actually pretty god awful, to be honest with you.
Why? Because I have my cover on it?
No. For my YouTube short, it was shut the fuck up. For my YouTube short, first of all, the thumbnail for this stream turned out really good. I did a good job.
Because it has my book on it.
Yeah.
Wait, did you do a short for this stream as well?
No, I did a short and I try and do one every morning. And So,
doing shorts is weird because you have to like pick the thumbnail from the video itself, and like you have to do it from your phone. Like what? It doesn't make sense.
I normally just pick something and just start yapping, and then hope that there's a freeze frame where I don't look horrible. And usually that doesn't happen.
Do you use any video editing software
for my shorts?
Yeah,
I use CapCut.
Can't you just throw an image into like the front or the back?
I say I need to go back to making videos, like actual like scripted or topic videos, because I was good at those, but they're time consuming, and it's one of the things about live streams is like I sit down for an hour with you, I have an hour of content, and I think this is kind of speaks to a larger problem in like our age in general, is we want the instant gratification, right? Like for a short, I do a minute content. Well, people are going to be watching that more because that's just how it is,
Well, it's how much work you're going to put in versus how much you're going to get in results, right? Like I do edited videos all the time, and I haven't released one in a long time because it's just I'm struggling to bring myself and talk in front of the camera because I don't have anything that I'm really strong on right now, like a strong idea, and therefore I'm like already thinking about like the time it's going to take to edit and make a thumbnail and all this other shit. I'm like, I don't want to waste the time. And to make a good video, like I have, like for example, like last month I had 3 videos. Same amount of editing probably went into both. Took like 8 hours, to complete it, all 3, and I got varying results on either. Right, like one of them is my most viewed video, but really it doesn't matter how much time or effort I put into any of these videos. It's all about the title and the thumbnail.
That's what I've learned. And my thumbnail game is pretty weak, to be honest. Every like 10th thumbnail I'll be like, that's decent, I guess.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
don't.
trash.
Most of my
but-
thumbnails. What mine?
No, I'm just, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the guest was pretty trash, so I did the best I could.
Let's do a little roasting right now.
All right, let's go through my YouTube. Dude, Iron Age Nights, they were having a field day. I wish FLA, when you're watching the playback, no, Royce was like, yeah, these thumbnails are bad.
It's just fucking Race doesn't fucking know.
Well, I think he does. Dude, I've been on YouTube.
He's doing really good lately.
Years do you think I've been on YouTube?
10 years.
11.
Yeah, I know, because I've looked. No, I do this autistic thing. Whenever I look at anyone's, I'm like, okay, what's the most popular video? Okay,
really,
and then what's
really,
the oldest video? What?
Dude, my most popular video is horrendous. It's so bad.
Yeah, but back then you could get away with that shit.
You could.
Yeah, I mean, hey, so was mine, but it's again, it's like how does it please the algorithm, right? And again, that most viewed video I have, it's like, dude, that was right at the tail end of Rings of Power, and I incorporated Rings of Power into it. So now we don't have Rings of Power, so I don't have any other show that I'm really watching to kind of like boost a topic, right? That I really would want to talk about. And
you know what's funny is because I know like it gets more views to talk about like shit that really bothers you or whatever.
Yeah,
I do need to talk about some of the stuff like the Penguin show. I do need to make a video breaking that down, difference between that and the comics. But I don't know, like I honestly just after a certain point just kind of stopped paying attention to a lot of pop culture. It sounds weird to say because it's like, you know, normally you want to grow up with what's current and watch what's current, but like outside of the Penguin, there's like one thing every once in a while that I'll watch. Most stuff I kind of just let fly under the radar.
absolutely.
I watched Terrifier 3.
Yeah,
I saw.
I got a kid now, and I got another one on the way, so it's just like damn near impossible.
You have a child?
I have a child. Yeah.
Are they okay?
Yeah. What the fuck you, Vaughn? What the fuck's that mean? Yeah. No. It just. And I like. Look, I'm doing creative stuff now, and I'd rather contribute my time to that, right?
Yeah.
But my videos are very much. They're all storytelling advice, right? Not like I'm fucking some person to give storytelling advice, but you know,
yeah.
I enjoy talking about that.
Give advice. It's just anyone really can. It's
yeah.
I remember someone yelled at me because I said I liked more panels per page.
No, I remember that.
I was like, this is such like a wild, because I was like basically like literally a week before that tweet, I was like, I love Jim Lee. Like I was posting pictures of Extinction Agenda with Jim Lee's art, and then I go, I love this. This is awesome. And then a week later, I go, oh, but not everyone needs to draw like Jim Lee. And like, why do you hate Jim Lee? I'm like, I said I like Jim. I said I love Jim Lee. He's like,
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like that's the other thing. It's like you make content and you never like I was telling you before the show, man. It's like I don't know about playing my character sometimes in my tweets, right? Like I did it
play
for
a character in your tweets.
Yeah, I did it for your tweet like earlier before. Remember?
Oh.
Like I made some asinine comment, and that's like my humor, right? And Justin gets it, and I figure you get it at this point.
Okay.
Well, most people don't get it, and they're like, "The fuck."
These are all pity laughs.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah. So it's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like, how do you navigate the internet? It's all fucked up. It's all
a disaster. I remember my mom, like, I was just explaining some shit to my mom, like that, like I'm doing with it on the internet. And she goes, "I hate the internet." I'm like, "Yep."
Yeah. It's pretty
But,
gay.
but here's the thing, though. It's good. Like, I got messing with you, but like, wouldn't have been able to meet you. Wouldn't have been able to meet a lot of my friends if not for the internet. So, you know, you got to learn to just like focus on the good and just keep doing that.
Yeah. Well, like I got my RNC show, and I'm got like 4 or 3 really good buddies that were running that show together, and that's been a blast. You know.
Yeah, I gotta get on that at some point.
Yeah, you gotta get on it like before, because I book quick, buddy.
That's good, buddy. I also gotta have a regular time slot. Like I normally just stream and just kind of hope for the best.
Yeah, I was very adamant about that. You'd be surprised. I'm the anal one on the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're very much like there's got to be a time slot whatever.
Oh, absolutely. I was adamant, like, no, like, because we were struggling to find like a good time, and they're like, well, just kind of. I'm like, no. We're gonna have a time. We're gonna show up at that time. Like, we don't always have to be there or whatever, but like, I'm like essentially like laying down like rules of like a minimum requirement for the show.
And that's
Right.
another thing too, is everyone is always streaming at some time. You can't not stream over someone,
Right,
especially
yeah.
at night. Like every night during the week, someone is streaming.
Yeah.
Every night, every single night. Like Phil's streaming right now. Like I realize that. I'm like, oh
Yeah, what a piece of shit.
what, who, Phil or me?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, Phil.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's only like his show he's had for over 200 episodes. It's his fault for not stopping his consistent record for years to make room for me. Should have known better.
Should have. Yeah. Well, I'm the guest, so
should have known that it was my turn.
Well, I've been sharing an image. Got a little Matt Ba here.
Oh, let's see this one. Ooh, that guy looks like Korg a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. This is my version of dwarves. In my world, I do things a lot different, right?
They're pretty big.
I got to be unique. But yeah, no, they're. What's that?
You hipster.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So like I'm like the dwarves are made of rock and like lava. Like they have kind of like lava-ish veins.
Wait a minute, didn't the dwarf look different in the last illustration?
Yeah.
So
I wasn't very like specific with my artist to be like it needs to look like this, especially because it's like, dude, it's a novel. Everyone's gonna have their idea of what their character looks like, so it's just like, yeah, you don't have to.
Are they both
exact.
canon? Like, are there also dwarves that look like the first one or no?
No, it's none of it's canon. It's whatever you imagine when you're reading the book. That's what it looks like, right? So this can give you an idea of what it looks like, but this isn't like canon, right?
Neither of these images?
No. They're official images, but it's just like
this is me being asked. I'm trying to think because like
because if you got
you
a comic
give a
book,
description of the dwarves though for them to visualize.
Yeah. This fits the description of the dwarves.
So the other one doesn't.
No, that also fits the description of the dwarves.
Hey, well, one of them looks like a rock, and the other.
There's not as much detail in the words put into it, right? Because when you're writing a book, it's like you're not going to like lore dump every single detail of what something looks like, right? You let the reader use their imagination.
The difference between being short and having a beard and being tall and made of rocks.
He's not tall here. That's Brever. Brever's taller. No, they're both made of rocks. They're both made of rocks. Both may have like lava veins. I will say the other photo, the one with the three hammers, I call it. That one, Everly, because Everly's already read and finished the book. He said like, this is exactly what I pictured the dwarf would look like. And let me show that image, right? Because this dude, I mean, let's just appreciate the image for a little bit, right? Matt Barr did an awesome photo. I was at the time watching Mandalorian season 1 when I came up with this character. That's why he looks so Mandalorian-ish. And when I talk about like, I have other magic systems. This is a Flame Paladin, and they have a completely different magic system than the dwarves, and then the Illumitools as well. So I got a lot of lore going on, dude. You don't even know.
I don't even know. I'm excited to know.
Yeah. But all right, let me stop sharing this. Let me bring up because I haven't really been because I always try to go to those first. But I also like my other images just as much, but I haven't been showing off as much. Let me get to them though. Where the fuck are they?
And only $8 for this chonky boy of a story, guys. Only $8.
$7.99. $7.99. Thank you very much.
Only $7.99 for this.
$2.99 digital, right? So it's like, look. And this is what I tell people, because look, everybody's trying to sell a book for Christmas, right? Big surprise. But look, if you know somebody in the IT field, this is a must read for them. They're going to find this absolutely hilarious. This is probably the cheapest present you can get them too.
So it's like an allegory for the IT field, is what you're saying.
Oh, did you not get that?
Oh, I did. I just, I'm always
I
calling-
put it
I'm
on the
always-
look. I couldn't make it more obvious on the cover.
I put it-
Illumination Toolsmith. I'm like, let's make sure
Look,
people really get it. Let me put a period after
I'm
the
a little
I,
slow to
a
the curve.
period
I'm
after
honestly
the
surprised
T.
I was never on the short bus. Although I will tell you, I had comparable experiences to the short bus.
Oh yeah.
They, I'll tell you. I've
What's,
never told this
what's
story.
comparable to the short?
I'll
bus?
tell you. I've never told this story. I don't think on air. So,
Yeah.
I was
But no,
confused.
I went to a special speech program.
Yeah,
and
you don't
I
actually. I
was-
don't have to tell the story. You could talk with yours instead.
I was with like highly autistic or kids with Down syndrome or whatever, a lot of disorders. I was with them, but they were my bros.
That's
Gals,
cool.
yeah.
Good for
No,
them.
they're cool people. But yeah, I mean,
They are, yeah.
look,
no,
I
that's cool.
I started the short bus, man.
What do you mean you started the short bus? It was a thing.
started in the short bus?
Oh, they said you started that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking, I'm an OG, man.
Good for you.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Who drew this one?
This is Dio. He does Tome of the Reckoning.
Oh, I love Dio.
Yeah. Yeah, Dio's cool people.
I need to get his books.
Good read, really good read. Great story to those. The third one's about to like be printed. So
Yep.
yeah, can you guess what this room is called? Think about this. This is all IT. Think about it. Come on, I believe in you. What is this called? IT.
This is called an
Come
IT.
Yeah. Well, it's all IT like adjacent stuff, right?
The
What is this?
spider room. Hang on, hold
Oh my
on.
God,
Let me think.
come
No,
on.
hold on. Let me
Come
think. The
on.
web room.
Yeah. Oh! It's the web room.
Yeah.
So I mentioned earlier, like everybody's got like a crystal cast, right? And they can like communicate through these. They're all connected through the web room, and like spiders like repair the lines. At some point, a major line is broken, and they have to go into the room, go fix it. And they are wearing protective gear that kind of protects them. So like they have to go try to fix this issue with like man-eating spiders in there.
Mm.
Yeah.
As one does.
As one does. Yeah. I thought it was pretty funny.
That's good. The web room.
The web. Yeah. It's all
The dark web.
No. Whoa. What the fuck you trying to say?
Well, because I was just saying maybe there's a darker part of the universe. I wasn't implying anything. It just
Yeah. No, it's not a joke in there. No. So
yeah.
Don't
Well, I
expect
was just
dark ones.
wondering. I expected that from you. Honestly,
Yeah.
I really did.
But yeah, no, like I said, I got Trouble Quest. When they instead of troubleshooting, they trouble cast. Like I got a billion puns in here, guys. If you're a fan of puns, you're like, just shoot me now. All right, so this is done by a guy named Animated Moon on Twitter. He's not really like in the CG crowd, I don't believe. He has his own comic. Does great
Who's
work.
this?
He's done Animated Moon. He's done a lot of work for me and the guys for
I like
Omni-Seas.
his stuff. Never
I
heard
know
of it.
it's got a really cool style going on.
It's like minimalist, but also
yeah.
I just really like it. I like these.
Yeah. So this is an important scene in the story. I'm not going to talk about it much, but it is a very crucial thing that happens. I do have some serious tones in the story.
I was about to ask, if it ever gets serious.
Yeah. Well, on the back of the book, if you see, I talk about how this is the greatest story ever written. It's the greatest comedy, it's the greatest action, greatest love story. It's got everything in it. It's perfect. All of it. 360 story. It's just like I've never read the back of the book.
All right, I'm gonna read it now. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have you read it.
No, it's okay.
No, I'm going.
Uh,
You're on my show, which means you're in.
you can't force me to read it.
I can, unless you want to read the show.
Instead, I'm going to read to you.
Wait, I'm looking at the back of the book. It's
What?
we'll keep going. We'll read that towards the end. But
Yeah.
that's interesting. All right, so you do have some more serious stuff. So it's like comedy, but there is some serious stuff in it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So like, I mean, when I'm doing this, I'm like, I'm not going to half-ass anything. There's plenty of comedies out there that are just comedies, and that's just fine. It's just there for a good laugh. But there's also nothing keeping you, especially from a book when you're unlimited time, from writing a deeper story with a deeper theme. And in this story, I have used the theme of sloth, right? Everybody thinks he's lazy. It's kind of like where it gets into Office Space. It's like he's not lazy. He's not melding with the corporate world. But then what person really does? He's not lazy. He's not built for fucking going meeting to meeting to meeting.
No.
However, there's another aspect of sloth. If you see somebody drowning in a lake and you're capable of saving them and you don't, that's fucked up, right? This point, he has the opportunity. He knows he's in a position where he can save the kingdom, or he can try. Does he make the decision or not? Right, and so this is kind of a journey he goes on through it, right? Because he does, in some instances, not really make a good decision when he should have, right? And when I mean good decision, probably step in when he should. But yeah, instead of reading the back of the book, well, let me talk about this image real quick. This is from Matt from Metal Movies and Brewskis.
He sounds familiar. Do I know him? I think we might
I've
be
seen
this.
It's cool, dude. He does. I love this art piece. He did like a very like metal version, and that's like very much his style. Like Evely has said, he nailed down Graz. That's his name. That's the dwarf name.
Okay, yeah, we're following each other. Cool.
Yeah, and I said, so this is a character Brever. He's a pretty big character in there. And I told him, the description of the weapons. He's got like a Mega Man cannon, essentially. And I'm like, just make him look like a dweeb. And I'm like, he fucking nailed it. He looks like a dweeb. It's pretty much all the description. And like I said, I gave loose descriptions to the artist because it's not canon, right? But yeah, this is a very much them declaring a victory over something, right?
Nice. Good stuff.
But yeah, I'm not going to read you the back of the book. Instead, I'm going to read you something that.
No, you're going to read the back of the book.
I'm going to read you something better because most people don't get the opportunity. To see the about the author, right?
Incredible.
Most people can see the back of the book, and nobody sees the about the author. Which, again, just a reminder, that's another of my picture in there.
You really like that image. Let me ask you a question: Are you going to be tabling at any cons because you need to have prints of that?
Who says I don't already?
Of course you don't. Of course you don't.
I've been like thinking about like mailing this to like other like booktubers and stuff like that, and just putting on a box, like a white face on the box, and sending in a package. But yeah, no. All right. So about the author, Joseph Battaglia started writing shortly after being medically discharged from the Marine Corps. He was discharged for a vascular disorder caused by lifting too many weights and being entirely too swole. His normal human body couldn't withstand the weight his soul was capable of lifting. This condition led to the removal of one of his ribs. It's interesting to think that Adam, the first person, also had a single rib removed. Adam was created in the image of God, which is just something interesting to think about, not drawing any conclusions. Joseph's first book, I do have to fix it. I did fix this, but his first book was Planet of Babel, Dawn Edge, a very intelligent sci-fi book. The level of intelligence makes me think of Einstein. Fun fact, Einstein was a late talker and didn't say...
Time out. You said me, but you're also describing yourself, correct?
Yes.
Do you realize that?
No, but that's as the narrator. That makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Which makes me think. I'm not going to say it makes Joseph think. Fucking sorry. I'm sorry. All right. If I make you laugh, you got to fucking buy this book. Buy it for somebody else if you already bought it. Just saying.
My God, what? So I could have just lied to you and said I already bought it, and then just be like, "Yep, sorry, I already bought it."
Yeah, go buy it for somebody else.
Oh,
Better their life. I'm sorry. Do you know anyone who could use a laugh? Yeah, you probably do. Go buy it for them.
Probably.
You really hate somebody? Go buy it for them. I don't know.
Marilyn Manson also removed the rib. I did hear that.
Okay, yeah, I get it. He removed
Is that
his
why you
rib
did
to
it?
suck a
Oh, is
dick.
that why you- is that why
I've
you
never
did it?
heard that joke before. If that's what's coming, I've never heard that. Oh yeah, dude. Okay, so well, let me finish. I'll get into the rib removal story, but let me finish. I'm not done
Oh,
yet.
you'll finish, all right.
I'm not done yet.
Broken rib.
Let me finish. How rude of you to interrupt me. The level of intelligence makes me think of Einstein. Fun fact: Albert Einstein was a late talker and didn't say his first words until he was 3. Oh, that was great. Joseph was 4 when he started talking. Some people may draw the conclusion that talking late correlates to intelligence. Who knows? Probably, though. Joseph Battaglia has worked in the IT field since 2011. Dealing with customers has always been painful for him, to say the least. Now his horrors of the past 10 years have been converted into the perfect story for you to be able to experience the same pain. Thank you. So, no, I know. Violent comics. I bring that up. So I had a rib removed, right? I had this one up here. You can't really see the scar. It's there. It's like a little line. I had a vascular disorder. My left arm used to get massive, entirely huge and swole. No, I'm being serious.
Like I said, link is pinned in the chat. It is also in the description.
Yeah. So, basically, my rib was, or my vein was ribbing up against my vein was rubbing up against my rib. It's causing it to clot. And in order to keep it from constantly clotting, they had to remove the rib. They had to remove the rib. So I'm literally, dude, it's literally my birthday. It's my fucking birthday, right? And I'm in the Marine Corps, and I had to take a van from the base up into the hospital.
Was it a short van?
So I'm taking a van, right? And it's my birthday, and the doctor's like, he gives me the news, like, yeah, we're gonna have to remove your rib. And I'm like, okay, all right. I'm like, fuck, right? So I get back in the van, and of course I was like the only person in the van that took it up. And he's like, all right, so what happened? I'm like, well, doctor said I'm gonna have to get my rib removed. Oh, so can you suck your dick then? And I'm like, oh, thanks, dude. So literally every time I tell people that I had a rib removed, they always go like, "Oh, can you suck your dick now?" And
Yeah,
I'm
see,
like,
I didn't say that. Violent Comics. Shout out to Violent Comics for doing that for me. You're a real one. Thank you.
So yeah, I'm used to people asking me that question. He didn't ask that question. He was being serious. I don't know if that's rumor. I don't know if that's true that he'd had his rib removed.
You should ask him.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the story behind there. So literally, like within the same hour of finding out that I was going to have to get my rib taken out, somebody made the dick sucking joke.
Yeah. First of many, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's about section. All right, so thank you. We're still going to read the back of the book.
Now, go for it. Hopefully there was an error in there. Hopefully it was fixed. It's not on the actual book, but it like the Amazon
Dude,
page.
I hope to God you fucking fix your errors before I'm promoting your book.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Read it.
I can't read that. I can't see that screen.
You should know it by heart. You're a writer.
Let me see. Okay. Oh
Fine.
fuck! It has
the
not for release right in the right with dude.
All right, here we go.
This is not the only stream I've been on tonight. I'm getting dry cotton mouth like really bad.
Good night, Joe.
Oh, okay. I can kind of read that. Well, let me see. I got the book in front of me.
Ready?
Harry Potter meets Office Space. Illumination Toolsmith. Sorry,
you already fucked up.
Sorry. Well, as you can see, I'm reading my book and it has the not for resale in the way, so I'm having difficulty reading it. All right. Hey,
Jim Jones.
I'm reading it right now. A tale of Illumination Toolsmith trying to fix everyone's problems in the kingdom to the point of pretty much doing their jobs for them. Edward definitely isn't the smartest person of the kingdom, but maybe that isn't a problem. In this world, technology and magic have combined, and advance to the point where people become useless without their Illumitools. This essentially makes the people, like Edward, who fixed the Illumitools, the most important people in the kingdom, but they are treated worse than the stable boys. This story is the most entertaining comedy you will ever have the pleasure to read. However, it is also the best action, romance, musical, and thriller you will ever have or will ever read. That ever was my own reading. It's not on the book. Some of the questions you may ask yourself after reading this might be, how can I ever enjoy another story again after finishing this masterpiece? How can one person come up with such compelling plots? Has my vision blurred from the tears of my eyes, or have I been blinded by the powerful words of this literature wordsmith?
Oh my God.
Although I might not have the answers for those questions, I will be able to answer some maybe more important questions. What is the best part of the book? The entire book. The most surprising part of reading the book, learning that another spectrum of emotions exists never felt by mankind previously. Wow. Am I a better person for reading this book? Yes.
Oh my God.
Dude, I'm laughing at myself, right? I'm like, yeah. I'm just gonna describe the book for like a sentence, and I'm just gonna talk about myself for the rest of it.
You know what's the worst part about this too? Is you jerked yourself off in a whole about section and the back of the book. It wasn't enough.
I know. Well, I realized I was like, to me, it's like you have the physical copy. It's like the about the author's right there.
Is your first book like you describe your character, yourself about completely in earnest? Like, oh, he's in.
No, so this is the thing. That's why I was like, I don't really want to talk about the first book because like the moods are completely different. Funny, grimdark. This is very serious. No jokes in the book.
No jokes. Should they still read the first one though?
Yes.
Jesus.
But
right, so you can get this book physically, or you can get it digitally.
Digitally?
Yeah.
That sounds wrong, dude.
So however you decide to get it, make sure you get it. Now hold on. It's a Lie, like Richard Gere. That's about Marilyn Manson. You're also being compared to Jim Jones.
Which one's Jim Jones? Which I know Jim Jones.
You don't know who Jim Jones is?
I know Jim Jones.
You probably like him, honestly.
Wait, if I see the face, I'm terrible.
He's the guy that Jonestown? The guy that like made a whole bunch of people thing I can't say on YouTube?
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah. Yes.
So girls in beauty pageants used to get ribs removed to shape their figure.
I wouldn't doubt that. People get some fucked up plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Oh, I curse a lot. There's no cursing in the book. Zero. I don't even think there's blood described. I gotta I always forget.
Yeah. I have to specify. I can't believe of all the things violent comics, I didn't say drink the Kool-Aid to indicate Jim Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
Well, I was gonna say it's like definitely like 13 plus, like totally fine to read this. Because I made sure there's no cursing because it would add absolutely zero to the story. But when I'm talking in person, I'm sorry, I was in the military for a very long time and I can only curse now in every other word. And that's just what happens now. And there's no gratuitous violence at all. Like I honestly, I don't even know if there's any blood described at all in it. There might be like a little bit, right? Like somebody gets a little wound. And people get hurt, but I don't describe the violence essentially, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, man.
I feel like I'm losing you now. I feel like you're like, I don't know where to go from here.
Jim Jones is charismatic leader of a group of Christians. Well, allegedly, see that's the thing. Cool. They were commies actually. The Jonestown. That's what they don't realize. So the Christian thing was like kind of I guess technically communism is also a grift, but like Jim Jones was like, he'd be like, we're all Christians, and then he kind of was like, he kind of sneak in these like communist lessons into his preaches, and he'd be like, "What do you like? That has nothing to like. Why you keep
Bring
doing
that up.
And then
Yeah.
he'd be like, "You're pressing me." And then, of course, where do you think that he brought his commie ass? He brought him, of course, to San Francisco, is where, of course, he brought his new recruiting ground. And actually, at Jonestown, I'm pretty sure they donated all their stuff after they drank the Kool-Aid to the Soviet Union. So they were commies.
Nice.
But yeah. Vaughn is thinking about the Illuminati. I think about the Illuminati. Actually, I don't think about them that much.
You don't think about them enough.
What is it? What do they do? This? Is that it? Why? Not even looking. All-seeing eye, but he can't even look at it. Wow. Sad.
Well, that's what's on Dawn Edge. I mean, it's on
I'm not saying they're communists. No.
right.
Why? But the MLK award. No, but Jim Jones is like pretty openly.
All right. Well, we're gonna talk about historical figures and the Illuminati. We got to be talking about Helen Keller and the conspiracy theory that is that, and we all know that Helen Keller is a fake.
Can you speak English?
What do you mean?
The way you constructed that sentence was so bad.
Look, I have a huge trouble of like enunciating words, and
I hope your writing is better than this.
It's not. I have my wife as an editor though, so it's way worse. And trust me.
How much of it is like her writing? Like, all right, honey.
Oh well. The first book, so much so that I made her the co-author. This one, not as much, because this character's voice is like my voice, right? It's a lot of self-insert in this book, so
which is totally fine to do if you want to pull from your real life experiences. By the way.
Well, you kind of have to do that with any story. It's just a matter of how much until it becomes cringy.
Well, it's also you have to be like self-aware if your character is like, and I'm perfect. It's like, all right.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the character goes through a journey, and he very much has a flaw. He lets people down. There's a couple chapters with that. But yeah, no, like I said, this character is probably the closest thing to me in any story that I'll ever write. But I mean, dude, the whole thing, like the character's superpower essentially in this story is that he is aware that he's retarded. That is the dunce whisperer, right? What is dunce whispering? But the thing is you need to learn, and this in life, everyone is retarded. But if you're aware that you're retarded, because it's a fact, it's not like, I might be retarded. No, you're retarded. Everyone is, and so it's just like, if you're aware of that, like we're all fallible people, and that's what I mean. It's like you can be in somebody else's shoes and figure out what they're going to do before they do it. That's why he's able to fix everyone's issues. How is this Harry Potter meets Office Space? So it's in a fantasy setting. It's a fantasy setting. I just throw out Harry Potter. It's recognizable. A lot of magic and stuff.
Wow, pandering? You're pandering.
Shut the fuck up. Office Space, because it is that very relatable humor. Like, this is basically what if we took a fantasy kingdom and threw 9-to-5 cubicle working jobs in there. And if you're like, how would that make sense? Read the book. It makes sense.
All right.
I hope that helps answer that question.
It does. Good job. This has been like we've been ripping on each other, but this has been such a fun interview, and I'm definitely going to get this book. Why did everyone on the planet decide to drop their projects around the same 2 months?
Bro, right? It's like I think everybody's thinking the same thing. Christmas is coming up. Let's get the
well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. And thank God. And then I was like, okay, I'll get it. Like, and then there kept being delays. And I'm like, all right, well then I'll do it in December. And then I basically posted a poll, and everyone's like, no, Vaughn, do not do it in December.
So this is the other thing with me. I eventually am going to have a campaign for an audiobook. And I'm going to probably put like I'll do the sequel because I have an idea for the sequel now. Now this book is self-reliant on its own, but I'll put maybe as like a high goal, like I'll do the sequel as a comic book. But then I asked the Diaz brothers, and like, don't do a campaign in December.
Yeah,
like,
they told me that too. Phil told
Yeah.
me that too.
like, okay.
Where's my damn book, Vaughn? I saw the video where you said it shipped. They haven't gotten it yet. Give it like 2-3 days, maybe. I think he said my fulfillment guy, Critical Blast, said it should be out in like 3 days.
Well, yeah, it takes a little bit of time once it ships out. I'm gonna review your yearbook. I'm gonna review it.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Did you back it?
I'm pretty sure I did. It's one of the things I'm like, it's like I backed a bunch of comics, and
I
I'm like,
want you to have it now. I can't control that, but it'll be available. If not, I guess you'll find out in a couple of days. You'll either it'll show up or.
But if you want me to go over any of the like story aspects that happen in this, like some of the chapters, like so I made an entire chapter about quantifying because that's like the word I probably hate most in work ever.
Okay.
Because people always want to quantify things because it's like
Too
how
big of a word
everyone
for
does
you?
business. What's that?
Is that too big of a word for you?
Yeah, well, like so ticket systems, right?
Uh-huh.
All these ticket systems in IT, they're made, and every tech has usually sometimes will have like amount of tickets they have to complete in a week, right? Like let's say 30 tickets you have to complete in a week. And they're always like encouraging you to get more tickets done, which is also kind of weird because people request you for help, right? So it's like, why do we want to have more issues? But it all has to do with reporting and reporting to people. It's like they report, we have all these issues. We have 1,000 issues, and we're fixing 1,000 issues a week, right? And that is what they're reporting to the big wigs, and they're like, oh, well, we really need you. But that's stupid. It's a stupid metric because what is 1,000 issues? What is that in man hours? Because every issue is a different amount of time to fix. But that's not incorporated in all in the quantifying, right? So, and it encourages like lazy work. So if you have a ticket system and you see issues and you're like, oh, this one's going to take me 2 seconds, or this one I can fix and I can also create a couple more tickets out of, right? And it's going to take me 20 minutes. Oh, this issue is going to take me possibly 3 hours, possibly 3 days to finish one thing. And then you're reporting that you did less work than the other guy. And so now, according to the quantified numbers, you look like you're doing less work than the other people. Even though
zoned out. I gotta be honest.
oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck you. You piece of shit. I'm dropping like real fucking shit here. And you disrespect me, your guest. I'm never coming on this show ever again.
All right,
you
let's see you next week,
motherfucker.
pussy. Want to see you on Friday on Iron Oxide show then?
Yeah, well, fuck you. I'm not going to be on there then. Actually, I might actually have something scheduled.
You will be on there.
I was saying a good thing right there, right?
know,
That's like some real shit people can relate to.
It was genuinely me. I should have just shut the fuck up and let you finish. No, please finish.
Oh, fuck you. I'm going to get you back. Oh, man. You have no idea. I already had plans for whenever you come on the show. And you know, people be like, maybe too mean. Oh, no, I don't fucking give a shit.
You know what I'll do when I come on your show for your
well, if you want to read about quantifying, you'd not be a fucking asshole to read this book.
Michael DJ said start over. You know what I'm gonna do? When I come on your show, because your co-hosts don't know who I am, right?
They knew who you are.
Oh shit! Because I was my whole thing is when you start messing with me, I was gonna like completely like tear up and just play fake.
Oh, go for it! You have no idea. Honestly, I knew you for all of 2 seconds. May have seen like one Twitter post, and when he thought about like maybe having you as a guest, I was like, I got an idea. So, yeah.
All right, that's good.
Now I don't feel bad. It's good. It's all good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and the 3 writers that I know should really talk to each other. Actually, there's like a few. There's C.S. Johnson, Ali Sanguis, B.S. Warren, John.
B.S. Warren, I know. C.S. Johnson, I know.
Yeah, Ali
She's on the Rogue
Sanguis
Scout.
is great.
Who?
Ali Sanguis. I'll get her. I gotta tell her to network more. She's great.
Well, do any of these people have shows, right? Like BS Warren,
yes,
like he
Ali
sometimes streams. I've
Ali
hopped
has
on
a
with
show.
him.
Yeah, Ali has a show.
Mm-hmm. How many people show up, huh? How many people show up?
I don't fucking know. She has more subscribers than you.
No. No, I'll
She
show
does.
up. Oh yeah,
Like objectively.
no doubt.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I'm fucking around. I don't care.
well, that's
No, if somebody's willing
too.
to have me and it works out for both our schedules, yeah, I would definitely come on.
Well, that's one of the things that I realized too is like just because someone has more subs doesn't mean they're going to get more backers, right? Like I've been on shows with like 1,000 viewers, and if it just doesn't strike with the right audience, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then I've had shows where I've had like 20 viewers in chat and gotten like 4 backers, 5 backers. You never know. You never know.
You don't know, right? Like I feel like today I probably did a bad job describing my book and pitching my book.
I don't think you did at all. I was just ripping on you. I think you did a great job. Like jokes aside, I genuinely think you did a great job.
I'm being critical of myself. I think like some of the shows I've been on and I've pitched it very well. And I don't think though that audience maybe cared as much, you know, 'cause sometimes they don't really care too much about the guest. It all matters. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe people think my personality is good enough and that will sell it, right? I don't know. Who fucking knows?
Violent Comics. Actually, I'm kind of glad issue 2 campaign is getting delayed. How's the horror book going? You bring up a good point because I want to drop my website this weekend, hopefully, right? And then just be promoting every time I go on a stream, just promoting issue 1 while also here's the date when issue 2 is going to launch. My goal, actually, now that you mention it, Violent Comics, because like I had to there was like a month or so where I was writing a lot for that. I need to write more about the horror book, but I haven't been promoting it enough. I've been doing a terrible job. So again, Reapers in Pursuit. Let me go ahead and thank you for reminding me. I'll make sure that's on the website too. Hold on.
I see. You do business while you have a guest on.
Shut the fuck up. I was
fucking disrespect piece of shit.
Yeah, I did. Oh, I did tell Battsauce about it. The horror book, Reapers in Pursuit. Yeah, he knows. I'm sure he'll be really. I hope you submit something unironically, like not just me fucking with you. Like,
I'll be honest. You hit me up, but then you didn't drop me any other details.
I did.
Am I supposed to submit something?
Oh my god! All right, hold on. I did. Thank you for doing my job for me. Violent Comics. Apparently my incompetence is showing.
Also, my DMs are just filled of just me
I have that.
throwing out like, "Hey, can I go on your show?" and then just ignored.
Can I go on your show? Can I go on your show? Yeah.
Dude, I got one show. Just totally ghosted me. We had like a schedule. I was on his calendar, and he fucking like ghosted me. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, did you look at my Twitter or something? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was like not a fan.
Yeah.
So Reapers in Pursuit tells. Did I give you the link on Twitter?
I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm making sure you have it now. So
me.
basically, it's short story submissions. You could even do some poetry if you want, but it basically has to be about the theme of Reapers in Pursuit, whether that be like the death pursuing someone. It could be from either perspective, or there's the fear of something coming in. You can use any subgenre of horror or what have you. Anywhere
of course,
from
going with the gay allegory.
1,000 to 6,000 words. Are you still doing my breastworks? Oh, that was it. What was my breast milk story? I guess I made a breast milk story on air. I'm trying to recount it because I vaguely remember it. What I remember more is Dean James came up with the mum
mommy milkers.
The mummy milkers.
Mommy.
But it's getting to that point in the night.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, so that's what this is. Of course, I ended by promoting myself. Of course, I did. Of course, I think it was something along the lines of like, someone who needs to breastfeed or they will die at all times, something like that.
Oh, so it gets like it does get a little bit tiring.
Because I have genuinely great horror story ideas, and I'm like I could write that as a shit post, but like I'm really proud of the ones I've already written for that. Like they talk about stuff that thematically resonates to me. I could do the. I don't think Allie would let me do the Mommy Milkers story, to be honest with you. I feel like because she's my co-editor, co-publisher, I think she would like. I wouldn't be surprised if she's like, "Yeah, we're done doing business." To be honest with you, and she'd be right. I think. But anyway, no, they're actually. Yeah, if you have any horror story ideas, let me know. But everyone, make sure you get this book. Tell everyone one last time about this incredible book.
Well, it's got a great chapter about quantifying in there that I'm sure Vaughn would love. No, okay. I do look, I say Harry Potter meets what are you looking at, motherfucker? I say Harry Potter meets Office Space because that gives you an idea of what the magical world is kind of like and the type of humor you're getting into. This is going to be an extremely cathartic experience. How was your experience? I've never done a Iron Age magazine. I never submitted anything for that. But
you
I have buddies.
So was that like a backhanded comment? Like, how is your opportunity? Oh.
I don't know. It's like, oh yeah, I noticed you weren't in there. I got my friend. I've never submitted for it. What the fuck?
I don't think he is. I'm just messing with you.
I know. But my buddies, Iron Seas is happening tomorrow night, 9:30. One of my buddies has been in there. No. There is. My buddy has an Orc Viking comic, and that is in the magazine. So you can ask him about it. AC Pritchard. yeah, totally.
Oh, I like AC Pritchard. That was on the show.
Yeah. Great man. Yeah. But again, cathartic experience with the customer service. I have terrible stories with customers and supervisors that probably relate to something that you've experienced yourself with people. And I took it and made it into a fantasy allegory metaphor kind of example. That I converted it, right? To make a really funny story. And a great story about, choosing to do the right thing, even if you don't have to do it, but because it's the right thing, which is the moral of the story. Man, I think that's about it. Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
I gotta write a pitch down. And just read it every fucking time.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, Yeah. Just like that. Yeah.
Just like that. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be having Arvid Nelson as my next guest. This week, I have a pretty stacked week. I'm looking at it. And then next week, too. Some guests coming up include, who am I going to have? Oh, all right. I got some more people to reach out to. But I know for sure I'm going to have, Arvid Nelson. I think who else was I going to have?
Real quick, I'm going to interrupt you because you interrupt me all the time. The Iron Seas, I put that link in the private chat. You can share that out. If everyone could go ahead and subscribe to this channel, this is the show I co-host every Tuesday.
I hope I'm subscribed.
Eventually we'll have Vaughn on. When we're probably at a low point, because
we're all out of guests.
Way better people to have on than Vaughn.
When you hit everyone of value you could get, you're at rock bottom.
Yeah,
I'll be there for you, pal.
So go ahead and subscribe to that channel, dude. We have an absolute blast every Tuesday night. It's highly autistic, and I guarantee you're gonna enjoy it. We're really close to 100 subs. That's the most important thing, guys. Just help bump us over 100 subs.
Yeah, 92. All right.
Yeah.
This week I'm going to be having Arvid Nelson, Aaron Sparrow, Aaron Lopresti, and I think Hero Darky Dark. I'm figuring it out.
I got Hero Darky Dark tomorrow.
Yeah, good man. Tell him I say hi.
Nah, fuck you.
Is that what it was? 600? I don't remember. Also,
I thought it was 500. 500.
Was
yep.
500? Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I've gotten like maybe like 3 super chats, so that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But because I'm like, oh my god, look at my revenue spikes. I'm like, oh, that was just someone super chatted me that month. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Because I was like, oh, I'll make money off of YouTube, and then I realized that's not.
Not yeah.
But that's fine because I'm using it to promote stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So see you guys next time. Peace out and have a great rest of your night, I should say. And I'll see you guys a lot more this week. Make sure to check him out tomorrow. You need hot chicks in the stream to bring in the Coomers.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
All right.
No lie detected.
On that note, make sure if you haven't backed Phenomenova, if you didn't back it, that's fine. Make sure you're signed up for the mailing list because this Friday it's going live.
And there's also a much better book out there named Tale of the Dunce Whistle.
When the whole world was dragged into World War III, brave men like my father fought on the front lines. And they weren't alone. That was 20 years ago. Now it's up to us to carry on their legacy. And every so often, the earth from which we come gives way for something new. Something greater to be born, and with them, even greater threats to face. Bring it on! Phenomenova. For you, Dad. For you.